Hi everyone, Janie here. Welcome back to my garden. It is such an incredibly beautiful day today, which is misleading because tomorrow we are supposed to have a giant rainstorm. Supposed to get about an inch of rain in just a couple hours. So I'm trying to take as much photo and video as I can of these beautiful flowers, just in case they get damaged by the rain. I don't think it's supposed to be very windy. It's just supposed to be a pretty intense rainstorm. So I am out here this afternoon trying to get some stuff done before the rain comes. And I think today, I want to plant some grasses. So I've got two grasses right here, kind of in my prep perennial area where I'm keeping all my perennials waiting to be planted. This one right here, I'm really excited about. I've actually never grown this one. This one is called Niagara Falls Panicum. This one gets 4 feet tall and wide. I think I have 5 of them, but the picture is just stunning. I love that icy blue color, and it's just such a beautiful, beautiful grass. So it is a perennial in zones 4 through 9. Like I said, it gets 4 feet tall and 4 feet wide, and it blooms these really cool seed heads, usually in late summer, but mine are blooming right now. Obviously, they were blooming from the greenhouse, but really neat. I'm gonna plant those around, and then I kind of told you while I was looking for this. This doesn't look like much right now, right? Oh, you just wait. This is what's known, I affectionately call it the monster. This is a Graceful Grasses Vertigo Pennisetum. It is the coolest grass. You gotta have space for it. You gotta have space for it. It can get up to 8-9 feet tall. They say, I was reading this and I was chuckling to myself. They say the spacing, you wanna do 36 inches spacing, 3 feet spacing. No. You gotta do like 6 feet spacing. This plant is huge, especially when you have hot weather and you give it enough water. So if you hook it up to drip, and then at my last property, I even went and anytime I had the hose, I would give it a little bit extra water, and it just went crazy. It loved its life. So I am going to plant that over in the Best for the West garden, where I just planted all of those annuals, and I just think it's going to be awesome. I'm really excited to get my hands on this one. So Vertigo Pennisetum is a pennisetum. There are a whole bunch of different kind of grasses, and I don't want to go over all of them today. I'm only planting 2 different kinds today. I'm planting a pennisetum, actually 4 pennisetums, and I am planting panicums, pennisetums and panicums. Now bear with me because I tend to get really confused when I talk about grasses, because they all look like grasses and I call them grasses, but they're actually in different groupings, and there's a reason for the groupings. For the panicum, the Niagara Falls, the icy blue one, you can see the seed heads here. The main difference that I find, I'm sure there's other little differences as well, but the main difference between panicums and pennisetums are the seed heads right here, and it's perfect that I have these to show you. So the Niagara Falls panicum, the seed heads are known to be a little bit like airier, looser. You can't really see them unless you walk right up on the grass. You don't really notice them. They're not something that's going to bring your attention until you get right there, and then you notice like how beautiful they are. Now contrast that with a pennisetum, and a pennisetum seed grasses are the more classic seed grasses, like purple fountain grass is a good example of that. You can really see it. It really adds to the late summer fall look of the grasses, and it really is, it's stunning. It's absolutely beautiful. The Vertigo Pennisetum seed heads are just amazing. So the other pennisetum that I have to plant is, I got these from the Candelario Ace Hardware event that we did. They had these, a couple of these left over, and I went, oh, yes, I want these. These are Prairie Wind's Lemon Squeeze. And so it's kind of the same, it has this beautiful grassy-like texture, strappy texture, but the Lemon Squeeze, of course, has this chartreuse green color. So I know you can't tell with the Vertigo Pennisetum because this growth looks all green, but as it ages, it's going to get this maroon color that's beautiful. So I'm going to have the maroon Vertigo, I'm going to have the icy blue Niagara Falls, and then I'm going to have the chartreuse lime green of the Lemon Squeeze. And I think it's just going to be amazing. I'm not going to plant them all together. I'm going to kind of plant them all around the garden. But I just think grasses are so important to have in a garden. one, for the movement. The movement is absolutely huge, but two, you leave them up for so long. Like, you can leave them up. They're obviously gonna get a little brown and not look as nice during the winter, but you still have that beautiful movement during the winter. And so with any of the winds of the winter, it blows just like this. This is a perfect example because we have the storm coming in, and it's just incredible. When I had the purple fountain grass and the zigzag planter last winter, I was so appreciating having it there because it gave me so much winter interest. The only thing is with the grasses is you do want to cut them back before the new growth starts in the early spring. So usually like January, I would say, start cutting them back. If you cut them back too late, then you risk cutting off some of the new growth, and then you'll see the little haircut that you gave to the grass all season long. So let me get the rest of these in my cart, and then I will go place them in the front garden. So here's where I'm at. I've got 5 of the Niagara Falls right there that I think it's going to be beautiful. I have to go get my tape measure and just make sure that I have the spacing perfectly. I am so attached to that tape measure these days. It's the funniest thing. It just makes me feel better, just making sure that I have the spacing perfectly. So I have these almost in kind of like a little wall to kind of separate and give this corner some definition, I guess I would say. So they're going to get 4 feet tall. So they're going to get probably to about here. So I think it'll be really pretty, and then everything that I have going on behind it, we're going to be able to see from the pathway that comes this way. So it's just going to force us to want to go back into this garden bed. Now, this pathway isn't coming this year. It's going to come next year, but I still kind of want to plan for that pathway. So I've got 5 of the Niagara Falls right there. Then as we come this way, we come up to this garden bed, and over here I have planted a whole bunch of annuals that are actually perennials for me, so they're temperennials, and I think that the Vertigo pennisetum is just going to be amazing. It's going to just brush up against the fig tree, which I think is going to look really cool. I do have this Chinese fringe flower right here that I planted, like one of the first things I planted, and it's just not doing well. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the variety. I don't know. I am not happy with it. So I actually think that the Vertigo pennisetum. This is not a purple fountain grass. Purple fountain grass gets like 4 feet tall. This one is going to get like 9 feet tall. I think it's going to go closer to the Chinese fringe flower, and I think the Chinese fringe flower is going to go somewhere else into the infirmary, like the sick bay or something like that. I don't know. It is just not happy. But basically we have Suncredible sunflowers. We have Plain the Blue salvia right there. We have some raspberry superbena that I actually got more of, which I'm excited about. So this whole area is going to be really pretty, and I'm really excited to have the anchor of the purple fountain grass. I think it's going to be gorgeous. Then coming over this way, we have the 3 lemon squeeze pennisetums. I almost called them panicums. The 3 lemon squeeze pennisetums, they're going to go right there. I think that's going to be a really nice pop of green. They are right next to the Nyphophia right here, which kind of has strappy leaves as well. But I think that once they grow up, there's going to be a difference, because these strappy leaves are a lot shorter, and that's really not what you're looking at with the Nyphophia. It's the pokers, the bloom heads, but these grasses are going to get, 4 feet tall. And so I think there's going to be enough of a difference. I kind of thought about that as I put them next to each other, but I think it's going to be fine. I do have 2 camellias back behind there, and those only bloom kind of like late winter. They're already done blooming for the season. So they're kind of like a backdrop shrub right now. So I think it'll be perfect because when I cut back these grasses, that will be the right time when the camellias will start blooming. So I think it's going to be perfect. These alliums I'm going to be taking out, and these alliums I'm going to be taking out just to kind of make it look a little bit neater right there. But I do think that that's a really good spot. And then in addition, I think I'm going to be putting some yarrow and stuff here. So I'll have a different texture of the foliage versus just the strappy textures that I have right here in these 2 plants. And then finally, I do want to put one of the Niagara Falls panicums right there. Hopefully you can see that with the shadow. Just as a reminder, there is going to be a fence right around the berm. So it's going to be here, and then it's going to be over here. So this grass is going to go right in front of the fence, and I want it just to kind of soften the fence and kind of hang over the sidewalk a little bit. I thought about doing all 4 of the same plant on each corner, but then I decided I didn't want something that formal right here, so I want it all to be different. So I'm going to have the denim and lace Russian sage over here. I'm going to have the grass over here. I think I'm going to have low things over there because I have the hose link, and then I haven't decided what I'm going to put on that corner right there, but I think I do want them to be different. And then again, just imagine the wall. Jason is over here working on irrigation, which is very exciting. How's it going?
It's fine.
It's so nice having you here working. What are you working on? Irrigation?
Just figured the irrigation out. I just needed to get dig that out and put a tube on so we can just feed this area. That's all.
And then are you going to hook up drip irrigation here?
Yeah, then I'll put the little spaghetti tubing and all the rest.
Do you want to tell everybody about the amazing lion head fountain?
The amazing lion head fountain?
Yeah.
It's broken.
I'm done with it. I'm done.
It's got to be fixable.
I'm so done. I'm so frustrated.
It's just leaking somewhere.
Yeah. So, I don't even want to tell you all this. It's so ridiculous. But we got it all hooked up. We got a new pump. It was amazing. And then, yeah, it's leaking. It's leaking somewhere in this area because it's seeping out in between the 2 pieces. And it is draining like within hours. It's really, really bad. At first, I thought it was Monty drinking the water really fast. But then I saw the leakage and all that kind of stuff. So, I am so frustrated with this fountain. And you know what? It's our fault because it was like a discount fountain. So it's totally our fault. But man, it's just been kind of an issue. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to get my auger and I'm going to use the Biotone starter fertilizer. And I'm just going to get all these planted. Monty, why is your face all wet? Why is your face all wet, huh? What happened to you? Every time. Every time I water. You sweet boy. Okay, I've got all the grasses planted. I stayed in this area. I stayed in the Best for the West garden bed just because I definitely wanted grasses in this garden bed because grasses are so good for this climate. But before I show you the grasses, I have to show you the star jasmine because it is, oh, it's amazing. Just this past day, it started blooming. The whole thing's blooming and it smells gorgeous. If you don't grow star jasmine, you have to grow star jasmine just because the scent is amazing. And it's right around Mother's Day that it starts blooming. It's pretty much a guarantee that I'm going to have this scent in my garden for Mother's Day. And I'm just so happy about it. It makes me so very happy. So on to the grasses. So we have this one right here. This is the panicum, the Niagara Falls. It's going to get about 4 by 4, so it is going to spill over the walkway, which is what I want. Again, I'm going to say it again. There's going to be a little wall right here that I'm going to have other plants growing on. I'm basically keep telling you all this so that you understand why I'm planting a random grass next to a random berm. There's a thought, there's a plan behind all of it, I promise. So then coming over here, I have the 3 lemon squeeze. These I had actually everything I had to adjust a little bit just because of irrigation that was in here and other plants, all that kind of stuff. So I have one there, one there, one there, but I want them to kind of grow into each other and just kind of be, you know, just the swath of the lime chartreuse green. I think it'll be really pretty. Then someone is barbecuing. And it smells good. Someone's barbecuing with charcoal. And charcoal barbecue, oh, I love that smell. Okay, then coming over here, I have my monster, my Vertigo pennisetum. I did take out that Chinese fringe flower. It just was really struggling and it wasn't doing well. And then when I took it out, it was like not rooted in at all. So I'm just going to leave it in the pot and I'm just going to kind of baby it for a while. This guy is going to get really big really quickly. And again, water is key for the Vertigo pennisetum to make sure that it grows nice and big and beautiful. I warned you all, though, you need to have room for it. It is not a tiny plant. It is definitely a monster plant. Then finally, coming around the fig tree. Oh, that looks so good. Oh my goodness. Back up. Start again. Look at how good that looks. Oh, that looks amazing. Oh my goodness. Oh, I wasn't even thinking about that view, but that's an amazing view. Okay, so I've got 5 of the Niagara Falls panicums here. Again, they're going to create kind of like a wall. And in the future, next year, this pathway is going to fork off, I don't know. It's going to come around here in a curve. And so it's going to be perfect because the grasses right there are going to kind of create a wall and make you feel like you're in a little room right here. Now, I have to point out, if you noticed in the behind me as I was working, look, oh my goodness. This is my Matilaha poppy, otherwise known as my fried egg poppy. Look at that bloom. Oh my goodness, look at that bloom. And even the one that's not doing as good, this plant right here, it's blooming, and you can cut these and you can use these in arrangements, and they are just, oh, they're just so beautiful. It's so exciting. Wow, those grasses look so good right there. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy with that. Let me move the cart. Hold on. Okay. Oh my goodness. Man, that looks so good. Oh, I hope that's coming across on camera as well as it is in real life. Man, that looks beautiful as that grows up. Oh, I'm so happy I put those grasses there. That looks incredible. Okay, I'm getting excited. I hope this comes across on camera. I sometimes I just don't know because, you know, I see it in real life and I know what it looks like in real life. And I try as much as I can to have it come across as exactly how it actually looks, but it's really difficult. Every time Robbie comes over here, he tells me that I don't do a good job capturing everything well. Thanks, Robbie. But you know, it's hard. It's a difficult thing. I say the same thing when I go to his house. His house is like stunning in real life, and it's hard to see the whole thing on camera. So hopefully we're doing a good enough job to get it across to you all, but I just got really, really excited about these grasses. All right, so we've got a lot of fun stuff. Technically I have a day off tomorrow because it's raining. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Probably sit in PJs and watch movies all day. So kind of sounds like a good day. So I hope you all enjoyed this, and I hope you all have a chance to get in your garden today.